Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Monday, we're top of the workshop time and looking at the top performing map of the moment, and it's this one, and it's a creator we did as recently as last week. Yes, Oxbridge Regis. Now that was a map that I had some trouble loading all of the trees and spent well over 6 hours trying to get the whole dang thing to work. No problems with today's map, so I don't know what the settings issues were. I've not changed anything. We're running at, long story short, it's a good one today. One interesting point to bring up today, which when we get to it, I think you'll probably agree with me. But before you see today's map, check out the best maps from last month. The best maps of last month as voted by you. Yes, the Viewers' Choice Awards is up and alive and on the channel, of course. You should already have seen that. You should already have your BonBonBingo card ready as well. Check off the memes as we go. There are one or two today. You never know, you might be a winner. But will I be a winner? There's only one way to do that, and that is by supporting me by hitting that like button. Thank you very much for your ongoing support. You are really lovely people. Yeah, even you. Today's map is Bohemia by Uncle Ron. Now, based on a real-life location in, I don't know, is it the Czech Republic still, or is it Czechia, or is it Czechia? I haven't got my head around that yet. I'm sure everyone will have their own opinion. There's your start square. It's busy and plenty of space as well. I like that. That is very pleasing. Terrain heights based on the real life location are very buildable. Very buildable. Should be a good map for that. And we've got lots of resources dotted around as well. Even a little bit of oil here and there if you want to do that. If you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, it's not really a fishing map, but you can. There is a little bit of lakery going on and a windy river too. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, there's a short collection. Well, it's not a collection. A short list of requirements. A collection would have been nice, actually. I had to add a few by hand for this particular review. We're using things like the node controller, intersection marking tool. SCT, Nature Reserve is the theme, and the recommended is the Relight to Natural LUT, although Relight isn't listed. I'll get to that in a moment. Just want to cover this before we talk any more about settings. We've got a couple of divots right on the edge of the map here, quite deep and quite obvious, and we'll head past them. I'll talk more about them a little bit later. Anyway, yes, Relight to Natural LUT. Now, I am using the Relight to Natural LUT because I figured I still feel a little bit guilty for last week, even though I don't think there's anything more I could have done. And nobody else has any problems with Oxbridge Regis, just me. But yes, it was a problem. So I feel that I really have to show this map in the best possible light. So a Relight to Natural is in operation. That said, Relight isn't listed. Also, Relight, is it more Relight LUTs? I can't. There's three different options. I can never remember which one is for the 2s and which one is for the 3s. You know, is it even more Relight LUTs? I think it is, but probably for the 3s. But yes, as it's not listed, you're going to have to go hunting for the LUT. Had I've been doing this for anybody else, I think I would have just run with the realistic 1.2 LUT because the other one wasn't listed. But again, I feel a little bit guilty. A little bit. Anyway, the map is packed with trees, 1.5 million trees. You'll need Tree Anarchy, with obviously the Tree Anarchy settings set to allow for at least 1.5 million trees. The one thing that I found, and remember I do have a beefier PC than most, because I invested all of my earnings, all of my YouTube earnings into better quality YouTube. So thank you very much to the BonBon Buddies on Patreon for all of that support over the years. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you want to support the channel, I'll put a little plug in while we're here. Yes, there's Patreon, or you can just hit the join button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen now. Join that one, a couple of dollars a month, and you get access to extra stuff which nobody else will see. Right, okay, now one of the things in the on the workshop page were some TMP, Traffic Manager Present Edition. Oh, 2 Steam Dreams going head to head. I missed that when I was recording it. No, the Traffic Manager settings I didn't bother with. I don't feel it's absolutely necessary for the review for me to spend an extra 15 minutes setting up lanes and stuff like that. So with one exception on today's, because you probably saw a truck doing a silly turning a few minutes ago, and again, this is early map, so we've still got vanilla dummy traffic that was on the map when the map loaded. So don't take everything that goes on down below as read, apart from one little thing which I'll very clearly point out. Anything else, yes, you'd be expecting to fix it with Traffic Manager Present Edition anyway. And in fact, this is the sort of map where I feel there's going to be a lot of work with Traffic Manager, because it is based, it's a one-to-one. Have I said one-to-one before? It's a one-to-one take on this location. So the roads are as they should be, not necessarily how they're best going to work for in-game. Now, that one little traffic issue I just mentioned is actually right here, where the gap in the traffic is there. But we'll come back and have a look at that later on. I don't want to stress about it right now. We're going to head down towards the start square first of all, and this is part of your start square intersection right here. We're going onto national roads. We've got some very nice and very interesting road layouts going on. Although, as I say, probably not optimized for Cities Skylines. But as we're doing a one-for-one take on the map, I think sticking to the original road layout, you can't really grumble too much about that. It's just something we have to accept. But down here, you can see we've got a lot of traffic running through here, and this will only get busier once you start building. This is your start square area down here, little T area on the other side of the river, and plenty of build space to get into. In fact, we've got space on this side of the river as well. And then back onto the roads, and we'll wind our way through the environment. And winding is what it does. Again, if it's a real life take, it's got to be done as per real life. And winding is what it does indeed. In terms of the rail, and I'm going to very briefly shortcut over the rail. The rail on today's map is fine. The reason why I won't be spending too long looking at the rail is by now doing this close in, slow-mo, and I do record all of this very slow-mo to speed it up so that you guys can get a smoother flyover, is that was a lot of lag, not a lag, stuttering, frame rates, not stutters, but you know what I mean, when the frame, look, can you feel that now? Yeah, we are in amongst 1.5 million trees, and even with my beefy engine, which I mentioned earlier, even with my beefy engine, it was still struggling to be smooth because of the amount of trees. Now, what I can do, and what I recommend you would do to start off with, is just turn the LOD, the tree LODs or the tree anarchy settings down so that it doesn't draw on all your processing. Why are we trying to render trees when we're just trying to build a city? A little damn area here. I like this. A good use of the machine gun posts there. Yeah, don't have to use the exact same item, so long as what you're using in its place is believable. And I would say you'll see a dam again in a few minutes' time, and it's going to be exactly the same using machine gun posts, and I feel it works. But yes, so what I would do is I would turn down the beautification in terms of the LOD settings so that you can get on and build. And then when you want to grab your pretty screenshots or your pretty cinematics, then turn the settings right the way up, turn your game speed down using the vanilla settings, and also speed slider mod. Turn those down, grab your cinematics in slow-mo, and then speed it all up so that it's easier for people to enjoy. If you're doing cinematics, or if you're just doing screenshots, then just pause the game, set the tree LOD settings right the way up, pause the game, grab your beautiful screenshot, and then go back to where you were. I'm sure I switched these steam trains off, absolutely certain of it. Anyway, still got them apparently. Rail, we'll take a quick look. We'll start at everybody's favourite factories, back-to-back factories. Look at that. It's like a jewel, isn't it? Which one will survive at 12 noon? And then we'll, you know what, I'm going to take a left. I know it's a shorter route down this way, but like I say, by now I was starting to get a little bit motion sick and a little bit of a headache coming on through just I was having to slow everything down even slower, and it was taking even longer. I thought, do you know what, I can't be doing this anymore, and it's all just for your benefits doing it so slow anyway. Anyway, yeah, dead ends there, but yeah, the rail standards on this map are very high indeed. No complaints from me.
Don't be shy, 'cause I think you're beautiful, and I won't let you forget it. Don't be late, but I'll wait, and life won't bring you down too far, 'cause I just won't let it.
And back to Bohemia by Uncle Ron. And no shipping routes, and thankfully no shipping routes, but we have an air route, and the air route is fine. The air route is exactly what you're going to want, and we actually have an airport on the map as well, although of course you're well within your rights to demolish it and put your own airport in. But we'll take a quick glance at that when we do the standard flyover and look for the points of interest. But anyway, yes, air route, fine, absolutely fine. Water flow, also fine, although I'd say not really set for a vanilla build, but again, it doesn't really feel like a vanilla style play map. There's probably enough water here, probably just about to get you going, and there are certainly enough lakes dotted around for you to draw upon as well. So you could make it work vanilla rules base game, or you can use custom assets. Okay, the map as a whole. Let's start off with those trees. We've got so many trees. It's not just the amount of trees, it's the density of them. Like lag. Let's go down the ground level, see how dense these are. This random spot here, completely random spot. Look how realistically dense this is. I mean, if you're in the forest, this is the sort of distance between trees. And we've got 1.5 million. 1.5 million of the dangers. Plenty of trees. Right, so yes, I thought I'd got to come down and show you. I've got no complaints with the forest apart from what they're doing to my system. I can smell burning. I can smell burning. Down here, this is your start square area. You can see it's pretty flat. Certainly very flat enough for building on. And then, let's start off. Jinky Janky. Haven't said Jinky Janky for a while. Got a little bit of a Jinky Janky on this bend here. I don't think that car with caravan's going to thank. Ooh. See if anything else gets a bit close to that. Anything else? Oh, there. Oh, no. Let's move away before that hits the side. Okay, now, this is my grumble. This can't, well, is a nodes issue rather than a traffic manager issue. But yes, that is the only real issue that I could find with the traffic flow on the map. We have got divots. Remember that divot at this edge of the map where we started? We've got another one here. I think these are meant to be lakes. I think so. And there's a very good reason for that, which I will show you in a moment. It's a castle. There are a couple of castles, maybe three, but certainly there are at least two. The door of the castle is on the side there, and I reckon that tree's grown more recently, so it's not actually that it would have been blocked. Door on the outside of the tower, not necessarily a big problem, because, yeah, probably okay. Because these have doors on the outside, don't they? This is obviously a historic area, historic part of Czechia, Czech Republic, and it means a lot to somebody. It doesn't mean anything to me, but I respect their history, and I respect the attempt at recreating it. Okay, here's that airport I was telling you about. No problems with that. But alongside it, we have another divot. Now, I've checked a real-life map, and this is a lake. This is a lake, and you'll see a lot of divots like that across the map. Some have got water in, like this big divot here. This is a reservoir here. It's beautiful. Very nicely done. And again, we've got another fake dam, and got a fake pier type thing going on here. Again, I'm prepared to accept that as being fine. I think, considering we're not using the actual assets, I think that's a pretty strong attempt. Let's see where the water originally used to run as well. It follows the sort of route. I think again, possibly a little bit more terrain work at the bottom to make it look like originally the river did run into the other river. Possibly. And then they've got another dam I was talking about, more use of these machine gun posts. I think it works for what we're trying to do there quite well. Right, what more have we got? We have got a little bit of dribbly water going on here in one of the smaller rivers. There are one or two struggly bits like that. And here we go. Right, so this is clearly meant to be a lake, given by the other two. It's really deep, really deep. I make that getting on for 30 meters deep. Now, I've done a little Google, and I found this as being about 30 meters deep. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in India. It will be our factoid of the day, so I won't talk anymore. But that is the depth in real life that you'd be looking at of that dry lake. And there's quite a lot of them dotted around that feel like they maybe should have one. Maybe a few of them don't. I've not checked, but there are plenty of divots. Plenty. We've got another everybody's favourite factory there, right by what I think that's probably the oil there. I'm not checking, but I think that's your oil area. And then back to the start square, because just love this road. Love the way it's been done. Again, things like this here, this is based off of the real life, and so I'm not marking the map down on it, but you're probably going to want to upgrade it a little bit once you start building your city. So there's plenty of work to do on the map. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, is it? Is it? I should hope not. Anyway, what about this? Having not spent very long looking at the rail, let's have a look at the Arcadia station by Polygon. Now, this is based on the new station in LA, which apparently is a city in the US of A, which apparently is a country on the continent of America. And it's a very nice piece of work. Lovely work. Factoids, because factoids, quite a bit to read here. Right, the picture we showed you earlier, the Rani Ki Vav, I apologise for my pronunciation, but that's reading it as it's written, is considered as the finest and one of the largest examples of stepwell architecture in Gujarat, India. It was built at the height of the craftsman's ability in stepwell construction and the Maru Gujara architecture style, reflecting the mastery of this complex technique and beauty of detail and proportions. It is classified as a Nanda style stepwell, measures approximately 65 metres long, 20 metres wide and 28 metres deep. The fourth level is at the deepest, leads into a rectangular tank 9.5 by 9.4 metres. And stepwell, so there we go. It's I think looking at it, before the year, is it 1,300? It's nearly 1,000 years old. Not the Arcadia station, because that's a new one. Polygon, nice work. Today's asset of the day. My voice is going. Let me see if I can keep going. Do I need to croak? Do I need to croak? Can I talk through it? I think I'm going to be able to make it to the end of the show. Right, okay, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right corner of the screen, or the link in the description. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, it brought on my asthma. I think I'm okay. Right, okay, aesthetically, it certainly looks like the area we are trying to reproduce. Definitely looks like it. I'm going to mark it down a little bit because of the LUT issue. It looks great because we've got the right LUT. If we're using vanilla LUT or the realistic 1.2 LUT, it won't look so poppy. But I'm still going to give it 4 stars, but I'm going to pop it right at the bottom end, because it probably would look a bit mank with with the vanilla one. Anyway, detailing's pretty strong, pretty strong. I've got to grumble a little bit about the lacking water in the lakes. I think overall it's still a 4-star map. Let's go for a lowish 4 stars for the amount of empty lakes, which might actually be empty, some of them. Gameplay potential. I think it's pretty playable. It's going to be a challenge. It's not one for the light-hearted, but let's go 4 stars lowish. Bohemia by Uncle Ron. 4, 4 and 4 would normally get you the BonBonB seal of approval, but on this particular occasion, I'm feeling that all those waterless lakes, it just draws my attention away from getting on with the game, and I think that's probably the point. Anyway, if you're still here, you are part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day in the comments, score yourself some population points just for fun, and I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series, so creator request map. Looking forward to that one.